This one sales page has made me more money in my business than anything else selling digital products to strangers. And in this video, I'm going to break it down for you line by line and show you exactly how to write it for yourself. I'm going to show you what to write, how to structure it, why most of your pages are failing.
And this is in response to a survey that I did for my audience about 2 days ago. I asked you guys, if I could help you with one thing in your business right now, what would it be? And overwhelmingly, the response was, I need help writing the words that make people open their wallets and buy. That's what we're going to cover in this video. And we're actually going to cover the second thing you asked for. 23% of you said figuring out what to sell and how to position it. So this is actually going to help both of those people. I'm going to show you what to write on your sales page and exactly what words are going to help persuade a stranger to feel something that makes them want to take action and open their wallet and buy your product, even though you're not sitting there in front of them and you can't actually talk to them. And if you haven't figured out what to sell yet, this is going to shortcut that by a lot. In fact, this is for two people. This is for you if, one, you already sell digital products and they're just not selling as well as they could be. Or two, you're launching a product soon and you're smart and you don't want to waste months of your valuable time going in the wrong direction, building something that nobody wants to buy. Real quick, if you don't know me, my name is Connor Boylan. I help coaches and course creators write copy that sells.
And in this video, I'm going to cover the sales page formula that I teach to all of my clients. But obviously, there's a lot more that goes into this business than just your sales page. And if you're somebody who wants help with your messaging, your offer positioning, your sales copy, building the systems and the AI processes to scale it with paid advertising or content, email list building, all of the things that go into a digital marketing business, then stick around to the end. I have an offer for you. I have a coaching group where I personally give feedback on your copy and help you to grow your business. And for those of you who are more serious and want my help, I will leave the info below this video and stick around to the end if you want more info on how the group works. Now, there are 3 keys to a great sales page, regardless of what formula you're using. Number 1, you have to understand that selling is emotional first and logical second. So a lot of you, when you come to me for help, have a pretty good offer and a pretty good product that's actually valuable, but you're really focused on explaining and logically convincing other people why it's valuable. And I think the reason why is that a lot of you who come to me are coaches, but people don't buy digital products the way they buy coaching. If coaching is an investment they need to think about, digital products are an impulse buy. It's much more like the candy bar that they buy at the grocery store counter than the car that they think about before they buy. They're not shopping around. They're not comparison shopping. You're not selling to a deep thinker. You're selling to a fast scroller. People buy on their gut feeling, and then they use logic and all of the trust elements on your page to justify afterwards what their gut already decided that they want. And I'm going to show you how to create that gut feeling in this video. Second key to a great sales page is message matters more than design. I spend 90% of my time on the messaging behind my sales pages and 10% of my time making it look pretty. Once I have an offer that looks good, I'll go back and make it look good. I'll format it better, and I'll show you a well-formatted example in this video. But ugly sales pages can sell all day long. In fact, if you learn this well, you could sell from a Google Doc or a Notion page, or you could go into Claude and have it whip something up for you, which is actually what you're looking at right now. This is made by Claude in a few minutes. The actual design, a lot of you spend a lot of time making your sales pages look very pretty, but the messaging is crap, and it doesn't matter. You need to focus on the words and the message that compels them to want it. And if you can do that, you can make a lot of money just with words on a screen in a very ugly way. My first business that I took to 7 figures was selling men's dating advice to YouTube cold traffic. And I didn't want to make videos like I'm making now, and there was no AI tools available at the time. And so I just used slides with word, like basic black and white text on screen. But the messaging was so dialed in that none of that other stuff mattered. It didn't have to look pretty. And what that taught me is the messaging always comes first, design comes second. Third key to a great sales page is offer over everything. If you're not selling an offer that people actually want, you can hire the greatest copywriter in the world and pay them as much as you want, and they'll struggle to sell your product. The offer makes the most impact on what you're doing. So fix your offer first. And when you have a good offer that you know people want, I'm going to show you the sales page formula that will help you sell it. So let's dive in. And if you want to take notes, now would be a good time. I'm going to walk you through the formula for this sales page. And as I go through each section, I'm going to show you the sales letter that I just made for one of my offers and show you how the formula translates into finished copy on the page. And I'm going to show you the intention, the emotional intention of each piece. Now, I told you that selling is emotions first, logic second. This formula I call the Painkiller Sales Letter formula because it does one thing. It targets a person in your audience and your niche who's struggling and in pain because they haven't solved the problem that your product solves. It targets that person and immediately speaks to their pain and their experience and brings it forward. It diagnoses their pain and opens their mind to why they're struggling with that problem and what they need to do differently. And then it positions your solution and your product as the relief to their pain. That is how you need to sell your digital products. You don't start by bragging all about yourself. You don't start by slamming all the info about you and your results in somebody's face. There is a time for that, but it's never from the perspective of just bragging and saying, look at me, I've got all this proof. I'm great, so buy from me. It's always from a perspective of how can I empathize with this person's pain? So that's what this sales letter does. Let me walk you through it line by line, and I think you'll see how it works. So first we have above the fold. And there are some components that go into that. You have a pre-header, a headline, a subheadline, a mock-up image, and some of you can use a video sales letter here. I usually do a mock-up first, validate the offer, then make a video later when it's selling, and then a buy button. And it's really important that that's all above the scroll. So let me show you. This is a page that I just created. It's not perfect, but I think it looks pretty decent. And all of this needs to fit above the scroll. And so this is the pre-header, and it calls out who this is for. For busy coaches and content creators. That's who I'm selling to. Then the headline. Train Claude to write like you. And the subheadline reinforces the headline. But obviously the headline is the first thing you see on the page, as well as the button. And I have it this color because I want it to draw your eyes. I want you to immediately look at this. And this is a clear benefit. And then the subheadline targets getting what you want without the struggle, the painful things that you don't want. So you can write, post, and grow 100 times faster. That's the result they want, without losing your soul to robotic ChatGPT slop. That's the thing they don't want. That's the pain that I'm going to speak to in my letter. This is a response to what's going on in my industry right now. There's a huge backlash against AI-generated content. Everyone's complaining about how it sounds so fake, and a lot of people are very afraid of how that makes them look, and so I'm speaking directly to that. I don't love this mock-up image. I actually just made this with Gemini in like 2 seconds just to have an example to show you. The mock-up could be a lot better, but it's there, and it just shows there's a product for sale. Here's what you get. And then this button. This is the call to action button. A lot of people are going to land on your page from scrolling and just go right to checkout, especially if your ad was good, especially if your content was good, or they're pre-sold already, or they just want to know what the price is. And so the button usually has a call to action that's congruent to your product. So it doesn't just say buy now. It says get this result now. Yes, I want Claude to write my content, not yes, I want to buy your course. So a context specific call to action. And again, all of this needs to be before they scroll down. Next. After the above the fold section, we're going to start immediately with pain. Because I said this is a painkiller sales letter. I want to immediately speak to the pain that my customer's going through. I want to elaborate on it a little bit specifically. And I want to basically bring their pain to the surface so that they know they're kind of feeling it right now a little bit. And two, they know that I get them. And this is a technique that copywriters use called implicit trust. So there's explicit trust, which is look at all my proof and testimonials. Look at how great I am. Trust me. And that's for the logical mind. And that comes in later. Implicit trust comes when they read the copy and they think that you've been reading their diary. They think that you're inside of their head. And the way that you are speaking about their experience is so accurate and so detailed that in their mind, they go, oh shit, this person really gets me. So let's read mine. In 2026, nobody trusts coaches who use ChatGPT, and nobody buys from content that sounds like, it's not just X, it's Y. Here's the thing. And honestly, this is the ChatGPT cliche stuff that everyone's making fun of right now. But writing everything yourself is slow and risky. You could pour all your creative energy into one post, it flops, and you're no closer to figuring out what works. You just lost 24 hours with nothing to show for it. No data, no momentum, no growth. So you're stuck between two options and they both suck. Keep grinding it out by hand, one post at a time, one data point per day, watching months turn into years while your business stays exactly where it is. This is a huge pain for my people. Or sell your soul to AI and sound like every other robot online. Another pain. There's a better way. So that's the whole section. It should be roughly that long. It could be a little shorter. Maybe it could be a little bit longer, but you want to make sure that you never linger too long on anything. You're just moving through. A big reason that these sales pages work is, like I said, they're emotional. They're like 90% emotion and 10% logic. And the way that you keep someone in their emotional mind is that you don't linger too long on any detail. You just hit the detail and move on. Everything should keep moving. Every line gets them to move to the next, to the next, to the next. They should be able to read this quickly, flow through the whole thing, and never really have to stop. It should just move. The second part of the formula, that was pain. This is diagnosis. So I mentioned before that your prospects have stories in their mind about why they're stuck. And it's not enough to just say, look at all of my proof and all my clients' proof. If it works for us, it'll work for you too. Everyone thinks they're different, especially the people who have been trying and failing. They all have some version of this story in their mind where they go, you don't understand, I'm different. I've tried everything and nothing has worked for me. And they're very attached to that. And if you move right from pain to solution, you're like, hey, are you in this pain? Here's your solution. And you skip this part, their mind is closed to your solution. They don't want to hear it yet, or your solution will bounce off and it will just sound like every other marketer trying to convince them of something that they're not ready to hear. And they're blocked to it. And I kind of view that as a closed door in their mind. And you have to open that door before you can actually get them to receive your solution and be open to it. Everyone in sales wants to close, but you can't close someone who's not open. You need to show them why they're struggling and why the things that they've tried have failed. And it needs to be fast and clear and just simple. Just open their mind. And to do this right, you really need to know, like, what are the limiting beliefs of your audience? What are they struggling with right now? I know a lot of you sell to your past self. So just imagine when you were in their shoes, when you were struggling with this pain, what were the stories you told yourself that kept you from moving forward? Because your audience has those too. And when you can speak to it and open their mind a little bit, now when you tell them your solution and you pitch your product, it doesn't seem like someone who's just pushing a sale on them that they don't want. It feels like something that they asked for and that it's very welcome. Like I said, they're in pain. You're positioning this as the painkiller that gives them relief.
but you got to get this out of the way first. So let me show you how I did this for this new offer. So I just talked about how you're in pain. You don't want to use ChatGPT and sound fake, but also doing everything yourself is really slow and painful, and you can't afford to keep moving this slow. There's a better way. Well, before I tell you the better way, I need to remove your limitation. And in my audience, the limitation is AI is fake. If I use AI, no one will trust me. They don't want to accept Claude yet. So ChatGPT slop has convinced the world that AI written content can't be trusted. And now real creators don't use AI is the hot take du jour.
Everyone's so afraid of sounding inauthentic. They'd rather stay broke and invisible, but real creators know your message is what matters, not the tool you use to write it. So the reason I'm saying this is because I know they're nervous to use AI. They want to use AI, otherwise they wouldn't be on this page, but they're nervous about it because they're worried about what people will think of them. A lot of them have a fear of what will I look like? Will this make me look fake? Will this make me look stupid? And so I'm trying to basically reframe their belief. Their belief is if I use AI, I'll look fake and inauthentic. And I'm trying to reframe that and say, actually, it doesn't matter if you use AI or not. What matters is your message. And while the ChatGPT marketers, which they don't want to be, keep pumping out, it's not just X, it's Y, like a golden retriever getting a TED Talk. And the AI-hating grammar snobs insist on writing everything themselves like it's 1995 and we're still using fax machines. The smartest creators online are just switching to Claude. So you can look at the diagnosis like a belief shift or a reframe. You need to just figure out what is the biggest belief that would keep them from saying yes to my solution, what's holding them back, and how can I quickly and easily reframe that belief so that now my solution's a good idea. So the third part, let me go to the formula again. The third part is the solution. Your headline will sum up the solution in a clear line that flows naturally. You reveal the solution clearly as the obvious next step, and then you transition to the results that happened when you started. And at this point, you also want to mention who you are and your credibility, but only after you've earned it. And so that could sometimes go after the solution, sometimes after the result. Sometimes I combine it with the result because I'm talking about myself in the results. But you want to go into the solution here, and my solution is Claude. Claude just gets you. Claude is scary good at mimicking your authentic voice in a way that ChatGPT can't match. It just gets you. Your tone, your weird little quirks, the way you actually talk when you're not overthinking it. This is what my audience wants. They've told me. And you only have to train it on your voice. I'm going to tell them how to do this. Understand your voice, your brand, and your audience. Pull the best ideas out of your head and put them into the perfect words. Write short form content that grows your following and attracts buyers. This is the end result that they want, and I'm just tying it to my solution. Okay. So my solution is use Claude and learn how to train Claude to do these things. And I'm going to transition into the result after that. So now you can post, grow, and sell 1,000 times faster without losing your authentic voice, which is, again, kind of a repeat of where I started. We've moved really quickly. These sales letters need to move fast. We're going through the paces here, but they have to be quick. If you spend too long lingering on any one of these, you lose attention. Now the results. The headline should have one clear, exciting line that makes the result real. You should show specific, believable proof that it works. You should future pace their results. So you want to make them feel like the results are right within their grasp, and your one solution, which is your product, is the only thing standing in their way. And then you transition to your story. I sometimes mix these up. I think in my recent letter I'm showing you now, I talk about my story first. And that's just because the results section is my result. All I'm saying about myself. I have a picture of myself. I'm Connor Boylan, by the way. I've been writing copy for 10 years and built multiple 7-figure funnels for myself and clients. I tried ChatGPT like everyone else, but I would spend more time editing the AI's work than if I just written it myself. Finding Claude was such a relief. So I'm really just pre-framing the story that I'm about to tell them about the results while giving myself some credentials. One clear, exciting line that makes the result real. So I switched to Claude and doubled my following that month. Double my following is the exciting result. No more staring at blank screens or pouring a full day into one post and praying it lands. With Claude, I can produce authentic content so much faster. Now people are finding my page, and I'm talking about my results specifically because specific details sell better than vague promises. And it can help when you talk about your own results because then they trust you and think, okay, you're getting these results, show me how. You can also talk about a client's results if they're impressive. All you need to do is talk about the results specifically. It's not write faster and feel better about yourself. It's specific things that you can do or that I was able to double my social following without losing any quality or lowering my standards. I know they're worried about that. Post 3 to 5 times a day in my real voice, sharing my real ideas. The whole point of my product is you can use AI without losing your real voice. That's the dilemma that they all have. Without burning out or running out of things to say. Attract 3,872 new leads, 212 new course customers, and 12 new high-ticket clients, not just followers who never buy. So that's the most impressive result tied to making money. I'm not actually saying how much money I made in this. I'm just saying I got leads, customers, and clients. I prefer that. Sometimes people get turned off if you're just shoving your Stripe screenshots in their face. But to be honest, this might be stronger if I showed some sort of proof of revenue or something like that. But it works. And especially if this was going to cold traffic, showing proof of revenue in a business works on cold traffic. I also used the same system to write 30 emails that generated daily sales for a month. I launched 2 new products I'm genuinely proud to put my name on. I even wrote this entire sales page you're reading right now in 27 minutes. Seriously, if you enjoy reading my copy, I don't write it alone. This is me and Claude writing together. Best of all, I'm finally having fun in my business again. So I'm tying it up with an emotional result. Everything else I just shared with you is like the visceral, real, specific, more leads, more customers, posting more content, doubling my following, the logistical, tactical, hard results. And then I like to wrap it up with an emotional result, which is I'm finally having fun in my business again. I get to be me consistently, even on bad days when I don't feel like writing.
And I never have to worry about falling behind, which was their pain from the beginning, because Claude's got my back. So here we are in results, and then we're going to transition to the pitch. So your pitch is actually very formulaic. These first things, the pain, diagnosis, solution, story, results, those can flow and they kind of expand and contract based on who you are and who you're speaking to and how you sell. There's a little bit more art to doing that well. The pitch and the close are super formulaic, and I basically copy and paste the same thing on all my letters because it's so formulaic and so cut and dried. It's the same thing almost every time. Just swap out the new details for the new product. So you're going to introduce your product. You're going to give bullets and fascinations of what they get inside. Fascinations are just a way of teasing what you're going to get when you buy the product and making them want the specific things inside. You're going to do a price anchor and reveal where you just anchor the price high and then drop it low so they understand they're getting a deal. You're going to add one valuable bonus to sweeten the deal. You're going to show testimonials if you have them and a guarantee. And then you're going to do a crossroads close. So let me walk you through all of that. So here's a picture of me. And then I'm transitioning to my product. I actually am using this as a headline right now too, because it's targeting a trend and that's very powerful. There's a reason all the biggest creators are switching to Claude in 2026. So I'm trying to make them understand this is happening right now. It's a trend. You don't want to miss out on this. The ones who figure it out first are going to pull so far ahead, it's not even remotely fair. I built this training so you can be one of them. Introducing Authentic AI. Now that I built this yesterday, now that I'm seeing this mockup, I really don't like, but I wanted something quick just to show you what a mockup would look like. Here's what's inside. The voice training mega prompt. There's one 2,478 word mega prompt I use to train Claude on my voice, brand, and audience. You use it once and then train, and then Claude writes like you from that point forward. This is very unique. I should actually add to this. You can't get this anywhere else because I invented this. The anti-slop filter. My personal Claude file for catching and killing cringe-inducing AI copy before it goes live. No more M-slop, forced negation, over-dramatizing, or annoying triplet patterns. These are very specific pain points in my audience. They hate this stuff. I'm not saying no more AI that sounds bad. I'm saying the literal things they're saying. The specific details really, really help. Your content sounds human every single time. 37 short-form content frameworks that attract buyers. This is actually a piece of a larger product where I'm actually just selling the frameworks. The same frameworks I use to create all my content with Claude: carousels, captions, reels, stories. Give them to Claude and it writes everything in your voice for your audience and offers, built to attract buyers and drive sales. This is everything you need to train Claude on your voice so you can post, grow, and sell 100 times faster. I'm repeating the promise. Your main promise should be repeated throughout the page. Repetition helps it sink in. And then another call to action that goes to checkout. I'm in. Teach me how to write with Claude. So I want to point out that because this is a digital product, and in fact, I missed one thing. I should have the price higher up on the page. I don't want to overwhelm you with a ton of deliverables. I don't want there to be like a value stack of 50 things that you're getting. A lot of creators do this. They add a million things to their product because they think more stuff equals more value and people will be so impressed by that. But what actually happens with low ticket stuff under $97 is that people get overwhelmed by that. And that belief in their head of this won't work for me, it starts to get triggered and they go, oh, I don't know if I can do this. This is a lot. This feels like homework. Remember, you're not selling homework. You're not selling a large investment. You're not selling something that you want them to think about very hard. You're selling a candy bar. You're selling a painkiller for a headache. You're selling crack to a crack addict. Like you're selling a dopamine hit. You're selling just one quick hit of, you have this one problem, I've got this one impressive solution, and it won't take very long. Just grab it and go. Okay. I'm selling grab it and go, not work on your whole business for the next year. Okay. I don't want them. This is very important. I want you to understand, because a lot of people will see this and think there's only 3 bullets of what you get. Like there's got to be more. No, I don't want there to be more. I want it to be concise and specific so that my target customer says, oh, this solves my one problem and it gets me that one thing. Impulse buy, impulse buy. I don't want you thinking about it too hard. Remember, they're scrolling. They're not going home to think about whether this is a good investment or not. And if you lose their attention once they're on the page, it's a lot harder than you think to get it back. So I want there to be no friction. It's just this one quick hitting thing. Buy it right now. So that's the pitch. Now the bonus. And just to make this even more of a no-brainer, and also including this free bonus when you order today. Bonus, the endless emails training. $297 value, yours free. That's actually not made up, believe it or not. When I launched this, I did sell it for $300 and I'm adding it as a bonus. This is how I use Claude to write endless emails to promote my course and coaching offers in my exact voice. Nobody can tell it's AI. They just open, click, and buy. I use this system to write 30 emails in 2 hours and cover an entire month of daily sales. Every email marketer knows the more you mail, the more you make. If your email list has been collecting dust because you never know what to send, I know this is them. This is my people. This bonus training will fix that for you fast. Get authentic AI and endless emails. So what I will add before I launch this is a picture of the bonus just so they can see a physical thing because these are digital products. But that's the bonus. Just one thing that sweetens the deal and makes it even more of a no-brainer for them to go, oh, for 37 bucks? Yeah, no problem. Give it to me. Now testimonials. I've helped 2,500 coaches grow with AI. Here's what a few of them have to say. Now, after we've covered all the emotional stuff that's about them and their problems and the solution to their problem, now we bring in the logical proof. And actually what I might do is take one of these small ones, probably one about my customers making money, and just bring one small thing to the top. That would strengthen this a little bit. This is just people saying, hey, your courses are great. I'm making money from your courses. Good job. I just needed them to see that there's some social proof here and that people like my stuff and they think that it's valuable and it's worth money. Guarantee, this is a very basic guarantee. You could write a longer one, but this is just the most basic one I could think of to show you. 7-day money-back guarantee. Get authentic AI and go through the whole training. Train Claude on your voice. Run it through the content frameworks. Put it to work. If you don't love the content it produces, just email us within 7 days and get a full refund. Sound fair? That really helps when you sell to cold traffic. If you're selling to warm traffic, like your email list or your social media audience, you probably don't need a guarantee. In fact, what a lot of digital product creators do is they don't mention any guarantee. And then they actually have fine print on their checkout page that says, due to the non-returnable nature of digital products, all sales are final. That's a personal choice for you to make. It's your business. But I will tell you, if you plan to run cold traffic to strangers, adding a guarantee always increases conversions, and you more than make up for it in increased conversions by how much money you have to get back in refund. You might have 10% refunds. That's really good. That's normal. So it's okay to offer a guarantee. In fact, to strengthen this, I wrote this fast. Well, like I said, I wrote it with Claude just to show you. To strengthen this, I might actually make that 365 days. Not because I really want to be giving out refunds for 365 days, but when you expand the refund period and you say, instead of 7 days where you're going to be watching your calendar, the refund tire kicking people are like 7 days. I better pay attention because I want to make sure I get my money back. 365 days, everyone forgets. No one will ask for a refund because they just don't remember. And it's more impressive to offer that on your page. So play with guarantees. There's a lot of ways to do it. This is the standard. And then finally, the crossroads close. This is a fast one. I sometimes write longer ones, but this is fast. I wanted this to be a quick hitting page. Your 2 options. Option 1 is pain. Option 2 is desire. Open the gap. This is a basic way to do it. Close this page and keep writing all your content yourself. Keep pouring all your creative energy into one post a day and praying it lands. Keep choosing between going slow or sounding like a robot, which is not a good choice. Stay stuck in the same spot while everyone else figures out Claude without you. It's just pure FOMO. And it's real because Claude is trending right now and they know that. Option 2, click the button below and train Claude to write your content for you. Use the frameworks to grow your brand and watch your audience and your sales grow every single week. This could actually be more exciting, but it's serviceable. I'm in. Teach me to write with Claude. See you inside the training in just a second. From Connor and Claude. Now, a lot of good sales letters also have a PS, just because people are used to reading letters or emails, and if there's a PS, they tend to skip down and read it. It's just something that people tend to read. Claude and I wrote this entire sales page in 27 minutes flat. Every word you just read was created through human and AI collaboration, and nobody would have known if I hadn't just told you. Wake up. You have a Lamborghini in your garage, and you're still choosing to ride the bus. Let me give you the keys, show you how to drive it, and set you. There's one more section, frequently asked questions. This is more important than you think, because anyone who's read this far is interested. If they read to the bottom of the page, they are a buyer. Non-buyers don't read this far. They just leave. You know, like someone who's not interested in buying will drop on your page, maybe scroll for a second or two, and then just bounce and never come back. If they've made it this far, they are definitely on the fence and thinking about buying. And the FAQ section has one purpose, and that is to counter all of the objections that might keep someone from not buying, just to kick some more people off the fence and get them to join. So it is important that you have it because you're handling objections. So I've got 5 main objections here. I might add a few more. But what you have to understand is that if somebody continues to read, they are interested. Buyers read. This is a very short page. We scrolled through it really quick. A lot of my sales pages are longer. You don't want to be afraid of writing longer. I just wanted a quick hitting one to show you like how to do the quick hitting short painkiller version. But what you have to understand with sales pages is that everyone's going to tell you, everyone who doesn't know what they're talking about is going to tell you, no one wants to read long copy. This is a short form world. Everybody's scrolling. Nobody wants to read long copy, but buyers will. If you know how to write strong copy, if you have a good offer, if you follow this formula and you actually speak to what's relevant to your customer and not just brag about yourself and your results, but you make it about them and what they're going through, buyers do read, and they read a lot more than you think. And long copy almost always outperforms short copy. I see this in my ads. I see it in my emails. I see it on my sales pages. Don't be afraid to write more, but you have to know, even though this is somewhat long, it has to move fast too. The reason that people will stop reading isn't because your copy's too long. It's because they got bored. It's because you got too logical. A lot of my clients start teaching how the product works on their sales page. Never do that. Never teach anything. Don't try to logically persuade them on why they should. Like, don't be a lawyer trying to make your case for why they should do this. Just pace their pain, reveal your solution, show some proof that it works, talk about your story, like make it real, but move fast. Well, that's what I wanted to show you here. And if you can do this, your customers will buy and they will love you for it. And the same emotional messaging that gets them here on the front end will also pull them into your back end and get them to sign up for your coaching programs and everything else that you offer. And the last thing I'll add is if you use AI and if you use Claude, because I've obviously just shown you a page where I'm training people on how to use Claude to write AI. You know that I use it. One really cool thing you can do to make your sales pages better right now is 2 things. Number 1, take the transcript of this video. I'm going to put it on YouTube for you so you have the whole transcript. Go to any transcription tool. I'm using one called Get Transcribe right now. Put it there. There's a lot of tools that will transcribe YouTube right now. Transcribe this whole thing. Give the transcription to Claude along with whatever sales page you're using right now. and then say, hey, Claude, I want you to take the transcript of this YouTube video from Connor Boyland, because he's awesome at writing sales copy for digital products. And he gave me all this advice. I want you to take the whole thing and then take the things that you learned from it and apply it to my sales letter and write a new draft and make it better. And just write it the way that Connor would write it and use everything you know from his video to write it really well. And that will instantly level up your sales page without you having to come and learn this step by step, the way that I have over like 10 years. So I know that was a lot.
And if you're still here watching and this is something you're serious about and you'd like my help, I want to tell you how I can help you to write way better copy for all of your products, position them so that they are designed to sell from day one, actually build them out into a funnel, write all of the copy for your ads, your content, your emails that drive traffic to get people in here to buy, and to build this out into a system and an automated leveraged business that can help you to take your knowledge and your digital products and build a real business and brand out of it and get it to 10K, 20K, 30K a month or more. And how to use AI to speed that up and leverage your time really well. That's what I'm doing every day. That's what my clients are doing. And if that's something that you want my help with, I want to tell you about my coaching program. This is an AI-powered growth system for digital product creators. It's the only program where you can get the copywriting skills, the growth strategy, and the AI-powered systems to scale a digital product business with me in your corner, giving you feedback every single week. You're here to learn the skills, the formulas, and the structures of a real online business that gives you freedom and make money on your own terms. You're here to build scalable offers, to sell your products without sales calls, DMs, or chasing, to build a warm buyers list that generates consistent monthly income, because 1,000 real buyers is always going to beat 100,000 viral views. And you're tired of guessing the right words to say to make people buy. You're tired of wasting your valuable time on stuff that doesn't convert, producing things that don't grow. You don't want to keep doing everything manually when you know that AI could be helping you, but maybe you just haven't learned how to put that together yet. You don't want to keep posting content that attracts likes from people who aren't going to spend money with you. You don't want to keep sitting on great ideas because you don't know how to articulate to people why they're valuable and why they should pay you for your ideas. So here's how we make it happen. And this is a 4-month program. Phase 1 out of 3 phases, we're going to dial in your messaging. And your messaging is your persuasion strategy behind every sale that you make. I just went over a lot of copywriting with you, but I was also telling you about the psychology and the decision-making that goes into each part of it. And when your messaging is strong, people are going to see your offer and think, oh man, this is made for me. When it's weak, you're left wondering why nobody's buying, even though you know your stuff is good. And so that's why we nail the messaging first. So you're going to get my starving buyers messaging formula. And I've kind of touched on it today, but we need to target your one person, their one pain, the diagnosis to their problem, the solution, and the result. That's the backbone of all your sales pages, your emails, your ads, your content. That is what attracts buyers into your business. And it's proven across millions in sales in the most competitive niches online for digital product sellers. I'm also going to give you an AI ghostwriter built in Claude, and we're going to custom train it on your voice, your offers, and your messaging formula so that you can be able to write your sales pages, your emails, your ads, your content, all the assets to grow your business in minutes, literally minutes. That's not hype. That's not exaggeration. Everything happens super fast now, but you have to learn how to program the AI, and I have all the files and templates for you. And all we need to do is add your voice and your brand so that it's custom for you. I'll show you how to do that. You also get that AI slot filter I mentioned in my other product, where your copy will sound unique. It will sound trustworthy and authentic. It won't do any of the annoying AI stuff that people don't trust anymore. And you're going to get direct feedback from me. So you submit your work every week and get it reviewed. You will always know exactly what to say, exactly what's working and what's not. And there's no guessing. My clients tell me that the one-on-one feedback that they get from me every week is worth the investment in coaching alone. Phase 2, we're going to build your scalable offers. Build an offer that is so irresistible, your ideal buyer sees it and thinks, this is made for me. Whether you're starting from scratch or you're refining something that already exists, we're going to make your offer positioned to sell using all of the messaging that I just taught you. And you're going to get an offer strategy. So some of you are coming in and you already coach and you have clients and you're looking to launch a digital product and you want to figure out how to target your ideal clients with a digital product and automate your lead generation, your growth. And then how does that fit with your high ticket program? How do you get someone from your digital product to ascend into your high ticket program? And how do we create alignment between the whole thing? Some of you don't want to coach and you want to sell automated digital products. And I'm going to help you figure out what do you need to create? How do you launch it? Do you have an existing audience? Are we building a new one? We're going to think through your unique situation. I'm not just going to hand you the same template that everyone gets and wish you luck. I'm going to talk about where you specifically are and what move is going to help you the most right now. We're going to do pricing and positioning. I'm going to show you how to price with confidence, how to sell with confidence. We're actually going to change a lot of your beliefs about selling. And we're going to position your offer so that the value to your target customer is stupidly obvious and giving you money is a no-brainer. It doesn't feel like pressure. It doesn't feel like something they don't want to do. It feels like they are rushing in line to give you their money because you're positioned in such a great way in front of what the market wants and what they're in pain and what they need to solve. We want to position your offer so that saying no feels like a mistake. And I'm going to teach you how to do a lot of this with AI, the research, the development, the positioning, the copywriting, and then your launch plan. If you have never launched anything before and it's your first time, you're going to be doing it right from day one.
And I'm going to show you exactly how to build up a buzz before you launch and then really make a splash when you do it. If you have done this before, or you already have a product and you're relaunching something that didn't do well, we're going to figure out what broke and how to fix it. And there's no rigid timelines or techniques. We're going to build a plan for where you actually are. In phase 3, we take everything that we have, your messaging and your offer, and we automate your growth. We're going to build systems that grow your buyers list and generate sales on autopilot. That's the beauty of selling digital products. You don't have to trade your time for money anymore. We're going to automate the sales. We're going to design it so that you're not attracting just followers or freebie seekers, but a list of actual buyers who reliably open their wallets and buy your stuff. Every serious marketer will tell you the money is in the list, and a buyer's list is the single most valuable asset in a digital marketing company. This is how you stop depending on algorithms and start controlling your revenue and owning your actual business. When you're building on Instagram or YouTube or anywhere else, you're building on rented land, and that could be taken away from you. And they're great platforms for growth, but you own your email list. Nobody can take that away from you. And I'm going to show you how to build it, how to nurture it, how to make sure that it continues paying you for as long as you want, years into the future. We're going to build automated sales funnels to grow your buyers list while you focus on creating. The front end builds your list. The back end generates usually 70, 80% of the profit. And we're going to connect the whole thing for you in an automated fashion. And I'm going to give you my endless emails marketing strategy, which is the most proven sales channel in your business is email. You own it. No algorithm can touch it. And I'm going to show you how to use Claude to write your emails so that you can send them literally every day and they will sound just like you. They will have your ideas, your content, your brand, your voice, and they will sell. And your audience will love hearing from you and they will love buying from you. I want to tell you real quick what one of my clients had to say after working with me. This was from Chandler. He is an Instagram coach for hairstylists. So he's a stylist. He makes 6 figures a year. He teaches other stylists how to get clients from Instagram and grow their own hairstyle practice and get paid far, far more than the average hairstylist. And this is what he said about my coaching program. He said, before working with Connor, I was on the verge of shutting down my entire business. I was spending $4,000 a month on an ad agency, $2,000 in fees, $2,000 in ad spend, and it was leading to no sales and low quality leads. The day I fired my ads team, I bought Connor's course. I was completely emotionally detached. I was like, I'm going to follow this step by step. And if it doesn't work, I'm done. My first day launching those ads, I made $1,000, more than I had made almost the entire time working with the ads team. I made $300 while I was sleeping. When I started, I was at 0 revenue. My first month, I made 13 grand. Last month, I made 16 grand. A few months later, I've made $56,528, and I'm on the way to quitting my job. And I have videos from all my clients giving testimony to their experience on the page where I do my coaching. If you are interested, there's an application form below this video. Fill it out. I will reach out to you with more info on how you can join, and you can see Chandler's story in his own words and everybody else's. It's just quite long. I don't want to make this video any longer than it already is. So the program's 4 months, and our 4 months together will include the AI ghostwriter that I mentioned, developing an entire custom Claude configuration that can write everything for you and sound exactly like you and know the frameworks that sell. You're going to get the starting buyer's messaging formula, which is my messaging formula I just covered in this video for sales pages, but we're going to apply that to your whole business. You're going to get the endless emails marketing system, the organic and paid growth strategy that I teach. You're going to get weekly one-on-one copy feedback. And my clients say this is worth the investment alone. Every single week, I am going to look into a Google Doc that you and I share that is private between you and me. You're going to put your work in there every week, and then I'm going to look at it. I'm going to rip it to shreds with love, of course, and help you build it back up to be 10 times stronger and convert way better. And I'm going to go through it line by line, much the same way that I just went through my own sales page. You are not going to have to wait on a 60-minute group call just to get 5 minutes of my time to ask me a question. You will get line by line feedback, and sometimes I shoot Loom videos diving into your work that are over 20 minutes long, just to make sure that you know the very fine detail and nuance that goes into good copywriting. There are also weekly group coaching calls. You can come to the group calls. We do hot seats, messaging audits, Q&A. Just bring your challenges and we'll solve them in real time. I'm going to give you all of my GHL funnels and automations. So if you don't want to do any of the tech in this business, you don't have to. You can have all the sales pages, funnels, upsells, checkout pages, email sequences, ManyChat automations. It's all built for you and your tech stack will be handled. I'll just give it to you with one click. And I'm going to give you swipe files of what's working right now. So proven examples of sales pages, ads, emails, content, stuff that's converting right now. Not the generic templates from 2017 that used to work, but what's working today, updated regularly, and all future trainings and AI updates. The one thing that is the most exciting to me about this program is that AI evolves every week and it is evolving faster and faster. And so this mentorship is evolving with the current state of AI in business. So every new training, every new tool, strategy, every new AI capability that we're using, you're going to get it first if you're in this group. This is everything you need to build a business that brings you freedom, purpose, and profit. You get the copywriting systems, everything you need all in one place. You get feedback, your own private Google Doc where I give you feedback on your work every single week, my eyes on your stuff. You get the automations so you can start getting your time back and building systems that replace you and delegating your work to AI and automation so that you can get your life back and actually grow. And we're going to talk about mindset too. Beyond the tactics and funnels, you're going to learn how to think like someone who builds scalable systems, how to shift from being the grinder of your business to the creative director. That is where we are going with AI right now. How to deeply understand your audience and speak to their listening in ways that no one else in your industry can compete with because they just never studied it the way you will. How to build something that grows without needing more of your time. How to handle setbacks and challenges without spiraling out of control and become a stronger and more capable entrepreneur no matter what obstacles you're currently facing. So if this is for you and you're still here watching, I think you already know who you are, but just real quick to recap what you're getting. When you enroll, you immediately get 4 months of access to the personal AI ghostwriter, the starving buyer's messaging formula, the endless emails marketing system, paid and organic growth strategy, weekly group coaching calls, weekly one-on-one copy feedback with my eyes on your work specifically, GHL funnels and automations, copywriting swipe files, and access to all the future trainings and AI updates that are coming in the pipeline next. The total value of all that together is $28,000. You're not going to pay anything close to that. The total investment to join this coaching group is $5,000 paid in full, so you save $1,000, or $1,500 a month for 4 months for a total of $6,000. If you are interested or if you have any questions that I have not answered for you in this video, please fill out the form below this video. It takes 2 minutes to apply. I'll ask you a few questions about your business, your challenges, where you are right now, and then I'll reach out to you to see if you're a good fit and to see if you want to join the program. And if you have any questions, you can reach me there. That being said, thank you so much for watching this video. I know it was very long and most of you did not make it to the end, but if you have made it to the end, then you're probably a good fit for this program. Click the button below and get in touch, and I'll reach out to see if I can help.